All right, as the next morning, I let this stuff sit overnight. I'm going to take in, go ahead and sand it down and grind it and get it prepped. I have one more piece of glass in the boat, and that's the live well. So I'm going to pull it out after I get all this stuff sanded and grinded down, and I'm going to glass out one little piece. And that'll be it for all the center deck pieces. And then there's a little bit of glassing that I need to do inside. I have to glass the drain for the stern, but I'm going to knock that out today too. All right, we'll get to it. Okay, well, I've got the deck plates sanded down. I'll flip you right here so you can check them out. Turned out pretty good. I got the outside glass all the way around, and then this one I glassed underneath of it. You can really tell the difference in the stiffness of this deck plate. So that's really good. Really strengthened it up, and because this is a high traffic area, especially right here, this is a very high traffic area, and I want it to be solid. Moving over here to the deck plates for the Ford coffin box. Looks pretty good. This is where I had to like grind it down all the way around. This is where I grinded even more up here. And I've taken it down to the wood, so I'm going to come back and just seal this, but I can't put any glass on this without taking a lot down and then you know, re-glassing it, but it doesn't need it. I'm just going to go ahead and seal it with an epoxy sealer, and then it'll be fine. This is the line that lays over the box, because that coffin box up there is actually shorter. So this is where it lays in right here in the groove. It worked out pretty good. This gives me the levelness that I need for the deck plate. So it sits in there nice and clean, and it's level all the way across, and it matches the port and starboard side deck plates. So turned out well. I'll live with that. And it's a super heavy duty door, insulated with a 1/2-inch Kuza board plus 2 layers of glass. One on the bottom, one on top. So it looks pretty good. I'm gonna jump in the boat. I'm gonna kind of move this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna jump in the boat, and I'm gonna work on the last piece, the live well, and go ahead and get it taken care of. All right, I'm gonna keep at it. All right, well, moving forward and trying to finish this up, I've got the live well box out here. I've got a glass on the outside of here. You can see how you got the core into the wood, so I'm going to cover that up. Probably going to put 2 layers of this because I can actually make this a little wider on both sides because I've got more space in there. And then I'll put 1 layer on this right here. And then come on over to the hatch lid for this box right here. It was starting to crack, and so I grinded it all the way back, and I went back down to the coring, and I'm gonna lay a couple, or probably at least 1 or 2 layers of 1708, and then some CSM on top of that, and be able to close that in, and then seal it up, and then I will lay 1 layer of 1708 on the bottom of this to strengthen this up, just because this is a very high traffic area right here. And then this one is inside the leaning post box, and I've got to take in whoever, the guy that had the boat, he just took and cut this and didn't seal it up. So I'm going to go ahead and grind this back a little bit and seal this up. This one doesn't have any traffic on it, but it slides in like this right here. So I'm going to glass that side. So these 2 sides will be glassed, but it's a removable door, and this allows me, this door right here gets to the dripless seal. So it's really nice to have that door right there, because I can pull that up and get directly to the dripless seal and my shaft, and be able to get to anything in the bilge in that area right there. So that's really nice to have. So I'm gonna pretty much make it better, but leave it like it is, but make it better. So that's what's next. I'm gonna get to it. Well, I've got everything set up, kind of cleaned and prepped, and all my glass cut. This is a 1708. This is the CSM. I'm going to use this to kind of go over the top of what I'm going to fill in right here. I'm going to put 3 layers of 1708 that I sized in there, and then go over it with a CSM. I'll do that. I got my sheet that I'm going to lay over top of this, and everything's cut for these little pieces, and everything's laid out for going over this. I'm going to put 1 strip on one side, 1 strip on the other side, and then come down with 1 solid piece and go all the way around to that side. So, all right, I'm going to get to it. right, turned out pretty good. Kept sagging on me, but I kind of laid it over a little bit. I'll have to grind the top of this down, but I've got it holding in place. What I'm really trying to fill in is right here. That's, you know, this up top is not the issue. Filling this in to bring it out like here, and then I'll come in and I'll fair it in with that total fair. So that'll be pretty good. Kind of give you an idea. Have to fair and grind it down a little bit right here, and then fair it in. But it's pretty close. Definitely sealed up and a lot stronger than what it was. Same thing. I've kind of filled this in over here on this side. There was a little chunk missing where it was kind of cracked, and I grinded it in. So it looks pretty good. Got one layer of 1708 on this. Got this sealed in, as well as the back side of that. And the live well right here turned out pretty good too. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit. I also got the bilge paint and stuff that I ordered. I thought it was gonna be here tomorrow, but it actually came in today, so that's cool. Got that in, so I'm gonna I might be able to do a little bit of painting tonight. We'll see. I want to grind and sand this stuff down tomorrow for sure, and then everything underneath, all these deck plates underneath, is going to get painted with bilge paint. Same thing for underneath this. And tomorrow, before I put this thing back in there, I'm going to fair this in, as well as the other little plate that's in the boat already for the life jacket box. I'm going to go ahead and fair it in before I put it back in there. So all the center pieces will get faired in before I put them back in. That way I don't have to do it inside the boat. It'd be a little easier to do it here on the table versus bending over trying to deal with that in the boat. So that's kind of the plan there. And then moving forward, I'm just going to let this sit probably 10-15 minutes, and then come in and hit it with some finishing resin. But she's looking pretty good, guys. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, subscribe. I really appreciate it. You have a good day. God bless. The last thing I got to work on are these water drains right here. So back here in the stern, I've got to grind this out and then glass this, but I'm also going to fill this up with structural putty and glass and raise this so that it has a smaller lip and it flows out straight out the stern there. So same thing on this side. I'm going to grind and sand it and fill it in. This is the last thing that I have to actually glass inside the boat here, so I'm excited for that. And then once I get this done, then my bilge paint came in today. I will go ahead and start sanding this stuff down probably tomorrow, and start trying to paint the inside of this bilge and underneath all the deck plates. So. Alright, well, it turned out pretty good. My battery died while I was doing the work, so I didn't get all of it on camera. But I'll flip you around here to show you what it looks like. But this is the port side. I raised it up with a structural putty, put a layer of 1708, and then came on top of that with a CSM and did the same thing over here, and got a kind of a natural flow back down to the drain, but only have maybe a 1/4 inch lip there which is good because the ring that will go around here is about 1/4 inch, so that it'll fit nice and tight, and then the water will be able to flow right out of the drain without sitting, you know, a 1/2 inch of water in there at all times, and builds algae. It just gets nasty in general. But I'll come back and have to sand all this and grind this down. But that CSM really blended in really well. That's kind of like the first time I've really laid that over 1708, and it worked out really well. I'm really excited to go ahead and come here and grind this down to really see what it looks like. But just looking at the lines and how everything flowed, it looks pretty good. This one looks pretty good too. It's nice when the plan comes together. Pretty much going to call it a day, guys. I'm going to let this stuff cure overnight, and I'll come back tomorrow and grind and sand everything down, and then hopefully be ready to put in some bilge paint. That's kind of the plan for tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, what the weather looks like, but as long as it's not raining, I should be able to get some of that stuff done. So, well, guys, thanks for watching. You'll have a wonderful day. God bless.